Hello and welcome to the heliosblog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. Today, Sneako talks about toxic masculinity. Let's get into it.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
What is toxic masculinity?
I want to talk about an app because my
What?
friend created an app that you can get money, and it's called Ruji, and you can post everything.
She's plugging
and
more
send
stuff.
it.
Okay.
Like, this is just-
let's go
It's
into the
just
question.
saying.
L
All
ad,
right.
L
So,
ad.
yeah, I don't
Wow. Like, just blatantly.
know what the hell that
Okay,
was.
you're going last now.
Yeah.
Okay. What is toxic masculinity?
It depends on the context of the toxic.
How would you define toxic masculinity? Generally.
How would I define it?
Yeah.
A Dominican.
Okay.
These girls talking like they're funny. Yeah, that's not funny. Basically, what is she saying, right, when she says that? And all the girls laugh. What she's saying is, I am currently, or was before, with a Chad, and he was Dominican, and he treated me however he wanted, but I was still with him.
Pretty funny. What do you think? How would you define toxic masculinity?
Dominican, so I could agree.
But an actual definition,
I
like
would
a
just
dictionary
say-
definition.
Oh, dictionary definition. I would just say a man who doesn't value himself and he cheats on women and cannot provide for his woman.
Right, so a toxic man is one that doesn't sacrifice himself for women. I understand. Yeah, that doesn't make you toxic. That just makes you strong and independent.
Someone who doesn't value like themselves and they're out here like slanging dick around to multiple women. Like that's toxic masculinity because it's
So you're saying he's an alpha male?
creating a domino effect of like it's spreading toxicity that makes
Okay, so let me explain something, guys. Hookup culture, here is how it works, okay? 95% of women in 2023 in the West are participating in hookup culture. 5% of men are participating. Who's being toxic in this arrangement?
sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I think masculinity shouldn't be the word that they use because it's when they are lacking masculinity, like they're acting more feminine and they have to make up for their lack of like manliness.
So like
Right. So the reason why they're sleeping with multiple girls is because they're too feminine. Again, what girls will do, is they will call everything that isn't something that favors them toxic. The point being, they want to define masculinity in the terms that favor them. Alright, shitting time. Go to my Patreon and subscribe, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian R, and Tom M. Just click more in the description. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. And let's continue.
I guess that's a different word. I'm asking specifically about toxic masculinity.
Well, I think like
Don't equate what they're saying, their
Yeah.
definitions of what toxic masculinity is. It could be your own definition.
when they're not acting like a man, when they're like over the top trying to make up for what they don't have, what they lack.
Overcompensating.
Yeah, basically like
Okay.
little
That's not toxic. That's just insecurity. But that's not toxic. Like, okay.
dick energy.
Okay.
This is
What? Did she say little d energy? Little d energy isn't toxic. Again, like, this is just more proof that the only guys that girls see are the ones that are alpha. The ones that are Chad. They don't see anyone else. So that's why they find like the stuff that isn't Chad to be toxic, or they only describe Chad's behavior as toxic because they don't see any other man's behavior because they don't interact with any other man.
is interesting because I feel like it's become very convoluted. The whole thing about masculinity recently, you know, there's the whole perception, you know, from the left that the family unit and a lot of the stuff that you're talking about, how it's actually quite toxic for a lot of men to be engaging with. And honestly, no hate to anyone who does OnlyFans. Anyone who, like, I respect your hustle. Trust me, you got to do what you got to do to make money. But I think
Cap. Again, like, if a girl is going on OnlyFans and selling her body for $15 online, that's not empowering, that's not a respectful thing, that's not a cool thing, that's not a great thing. That's something that's destroying you. And you should never encourage women to do it. Also, notice how many tattoos are in the room. And they're on women, no less.
I mean, but guys who really buy into that, do you know what I mean? And really put a value on women is only really, they're a commodity. The only thing that they can really contribute is their body, and not really their mind. To me,
so what she's saying is guys that treat girls like objects are toxic. Well, unfortunately, both men and women are treated as objects in 2023. Women are objects in the bedroom fun sense, and men are objects in the success sense. Too many women in 2023, they judge you entirely based on what you can provide and how you can perform. And if you don't perform or provide at a level that's adequate in their mind, they will leave so fast you almost can't believe it.
I don't understand. Do you think that the guy paying for OnlyFans is toxically masculine, or the guy that's against it or judging it?
the guy who pays into it.
Okay. So a simp, you would say toxic masculinity is being a simp.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an interesting point. Truth be told, women are disgusted. They have a disgust reaction to men that put them on a pedestal, which is why they don't sleep with them. So that's kind of true from a girl's perspective. A guy is a loser and weak and, to be reviled if he does that. So it makes sense why she said that.
Okay. Can you explain that a little bit? That's a little bit different than their definition so
Yeah,
far.
because I feel like, typically masculine, when you go back to the original family unit, right? The man, he is the center to the family unit. He's the one who provides stability, structure, etc. And I feel like now, especially in this age of feminism, where women want to be super empowered, the guys who are, I guess, they're moving out of the place that they've always been in, or the place that they feel like they should rightly be in because of the now societal norms, or what women are saying that they define empowerment to be. Men who are trying to go along with that rhetoric, to me, that's the definition of toxic masculinity because of what they're perpetuating. And I think that's what's actually going to affect generations to come.
So what she's saying is weak men are toxic. Weak men create hard times, so she's not wrong. But look at who it's coming from. Look at how she's chosen to dress. Notice that she has tattoos on her fingers. The hairstyle, like, again, guys, I'm not trying to insult her appearance, but I'm saying her appearance is very clearly womanist and empowered, right? She's not modestly dressed at all. And again, it's really funny that girls would select only for the men that are the men that other men want to be and all women want to be with, right? And ignore every other man, right? And then complain about the problem. Like, come on.
So do you think that you disagree with their definition?
I do.
Okay. Funny. You're the only one in a relationship, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting how you have that take.
Wait. So she's in a relationship, but she went on the Fresh and Fit late night show wearing little clothes. The medium is the message.
Interesting. What do you think is the definition of toxic masculinity?
I don't like that term. I don't think it should exist.
It does, though.
I know, but I don't know. It's
Tattoos.
just a weird, like, men can be toxic, and men can be toxic because, like you said, like, they're cheating. They think they can be promiscuous. They can be with a bunch of women, and like she was saying, we're losing like the values of a family man.
Right. So what this girl wants is to have a cake and eat it too. She wants to sleep with Chad until she's 28 and then have the family man come and save her. No. Family men want family women. And a girl that wears little clothing and has a ton of tattoos and goes on the Fresh and Fit late night show for attention, likes, and validation is not that girl.
Being a provider and being the, you know, carrying your family and like being a man. So I think, yeah, like you said, all the toxicity of a masculine is not being that. And like,
right. So again, another girl that thinks if you as a man are not sacrificing yourself for a woman, you are toxic. That's what she's saying.
knowing what's good with yourself and like, yeah.
So it's being weak? No, I'm not really sure what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Being weak, being promiscuous, not like taking a stand in what you believe in.
Yeah, a man that is weak cannot be promiscuous by definition. Because women are hypergamous, they only want men that are superior. So weak men don't actually get lots of girls. So she doesn't even know what she's talking about. Well, she does. What she's saying is, if a guy doesn't do what I want, he's weak. I get it. You're solipsistic. But it's not, that's not reality, right? It's just what you think that reality is.
Going with the flow, listening to your bros, like, you know, just like not.
Okay, notice again, she's telling on herself, right? She's describing the only men that she's interacted with and slept with. All the other men are invisible. She's talking about good men like they're hypothetical, even though they're real. They exist. It's just women aren't selecting them. So they feel that those men don't exist.
Not having the values of having a family and caring for, or wanting to care for a family and providing. Like, we're losing that.
So what is a toxically masculine person prioritizing?
Themselves.
Right. You see? It is toxic to prioritize yourself as a man, even though these girls are all doing it, right? So, rules for thee, but not for me.
I don't know themselves. Just any like distractions, like they're like anything and everything. They're just all over the place. They're not stable. They're not like, they don't want a family.
The only man that I've ever chosen is men like that. That's what she's saying.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Did I answer your question?
So I'm confused because you sound like you agree with her, but it sounds different than her definition because she didn't equate it to promiscuity.
I got a little bit of summary here. First, you said the word shouldn't exist, being weak, being promiscuous, and not family oriented.
Yes. That's my answer.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense?
No. I'm just.
Okay.
What do you?
Yeah, you
That's
seem
the
like you
summary,
agree with her, but you're saying different things.
I do agree with her. And
No, you don't agree. You're saying that men that don't do what I want are toxic, which is not saying what she's saying. What she's saying is men that sacrifice themselves for women are toxic because they're leading to the collapse of society. Well, again, it's just taking lack of accountability and lack of responsibility, right? They're saying it's not my fault, right? That society is this way. It's not women's fault. No, it's all men. In a sense, like both men and women have a role to play in the collapse of the society. But again, what I'm saying is what's actually wrong is that men are the wrong men are being rewarded, right? Only the top 5% of men. But truth be told, those men were always rewarded, right? So the actual thing that's causing the collapse is that the bottom 95% are not being rewarded for anything. They're not being appreciated. Because the top 5% of men are the most desirable for bedroom fun, and they're being selected and no other man.
also her, because she was talking about like being a cheater and just slinging dick everywhere. Like,
and I agree with that as well. I think that plays into it too.
That's toxic. And like you said, yeah, like playing into porn and playing into all of those things and like giving away your energy. Like, I think you're very firm on that stance, like giving away your energy to all of these creators, if you will.
Yeah, right. Girls like her. And what do you think toxically masculine is?
I don't think cheating is like super toxic because a guy cheats on you with his mind first before.
No, that's what women do. But anyway, notice lots of tattoos, wearing little clothes on the Fresh and Fit late night show. So already you know what kind of girl you're dealing with. Then she's talking about the kind of man that she deals with, which is the kind of guy that cheats on her. So notice she's only selecting that kind of man.
Or with a body. So I think toxic for me is that if I live with you, you disappear for 2 days, 3 days. I'm your partner. You know, you have to at least let me know where the fuck you are. Because
so she full on lived with a guy. She lived with a guy and he cheated on her and she stayed. But she knew when she selected the guy what kind of man he was, right? But she still chose him anyway because he met her hypergamous ideal.
I don't want to be worried. Like, I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're there. I don't know.
The anxiety is what you've fallen in love with and you love it.
So
cheating and lack of
feeling-
communication.
Yeah, when you're out, you know, at least let me know. Hey, I'm gonna sleep with my bros for one night.
Sleep with your bros?
Whatever. Or
What type of guys are you around?
I don't know. It's just an excuse, but no one ever told me that.
So what she wants to know is that her boyfriend has a plausibly deniable excuse for his behavior. So he can go and cheat. She doesn't care. What she cares about is that the guy tells her that he's in some plausibly deniable location. I understand.
But at least tell me I'm gonna be out of home like for 2 days.
Whose man is this?
I don't know. I just. Why? You think that's bad?
Okay. What else?
I
So
don't
cheating,
get it.
lack of communication. Anything else that's toxic masculinity?
Basically, the girl has a child that she lives with, and she lets him do whatever he wants. She just wants him to tell her that he's gonna stay out for 2 days. Like, again, guys, who are these girls choosing? Beta Billy or Chad? Think about it.
In your opinion?
Machismo.
That's it?
Him trying
Cheating
to
and lack of
control
comms?
me. Him trying to control how I dress. That's toxic.
Ah. So again, if the guy doesn't let me do what I want to give me maximum freedom, he's bad. Yeah, no. You don't get to be in a relationship and get all the benefits of being single. You don't get that. Even though this girl went out on the Fresh and Fit late night show wearing little clothes, which is just doing what single girls do. This is the equivalent of a girl's night out. I would consider it a red flag for a girl to go on a show like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to
like
let those things stand out.
If I'm with him, I don't. Yeah, that's
What?
all.
Okay.
You wouldn't let your girl like dress how she wants with you?
Insecure.
No. You don't get to do just whatever you want and dress however you want. You don't get to go wherever you want and do whatever you want and be in a relationship. You don't get that. And if you want to do that, then you can be single.
30?
Would I let my
That's-
girl dress with her titties out on a podcast?
Actually, yeah, would you?
No.
Definitely
Absolutely
no.
not.
Why not?
No, because there's almost 10,000 people watching.
Even if they're
Okay, but you
providing
don't
milk
want your girl to
for your
show her
child.
boobies, but you're going to see other girls' boobies.
Yeah, those are.
Yeah. These are two different things. If you're going to do that out of revenge, then get out of here. Like, if you're going to do that out of revenge, then go be single. I'm okay with it.
Aren't gonna be my girl.
Exactly.
Oh, so he's possessive.
But still, you're cheating with them.
Yeah. All men are possessive.
Mine.
What does that have to do with boobs out? What is cheating in your
Because
mind?
you're not letting your girl showing her boobies.
What? I don't
What are you,
understand.
no, genuinely, what is she talking about? What are you saying?
You're not letting your girl show her boobies.
What
but
does
you
cheating
want,
with the mind have to do with that? You just
because,
said that. What does that
Because you
mean?
cheat with your mind. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I have a boyfriend, like I can think, oh, he's cute, you know. But my boyfriend don't know that. But I think he's cute. But it's in my mind. But I have a boyfriend. Nothing like that ever happened to you? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, she's for the streets. If a girl truly loves and respects you, she's not even going to consider another man. And, but truth be told, all women are hypergamous, right? So if there is a man that's superior enough to you, she will think that. So the point is, you as a man, you need to work on being successful and competitive. Otherwise, your girl will think that frequently and eventually break up with you.
You
it's just
consider that
I'm
cheating though?
bisexual.
Wait, you consider that cheating?
No.
Like if you find somebody else attractive while you're in a relationship, you consider that cheating? I think that's just like normal human
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Like I mean, I thought Leonardo DiCaprio
That's
was
not
fine
cheating.
when I was in a relationship, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna cheat.
No, that's not cheating. But some guys be like, plan everything in their head before doing it. You know.
That's what women do, not what men do. That's called solipsism. Also, notice when they let this girl talk, she just like a litany of red flags just roll out, right? The medium is the message. Look at what she's wearing. Look at her tattoos. Like, look at how she talks about men. It's like, it's done. She doesn't need to tell me her past. I already know.
No, that's like, guys plan it out before doing it.
What does that have anything to do with you having titties out on a podcast? What are you talking about? Like, I'm trying to figure out what point you're making.
Next.
Okay, so you have no point.
Disaster.
Okay.
All right. Fantastic. I'm just taking notes and observing. This is very interesting
Right. So
stuff
overall,
right now.
like, it seems like the general consensus is that toxic masculinity is a man who cheats. Is a man who's out here. He's prioritizing himself. He's doing what he wants to do. He's possessive. He's jealous, and he's insecure.
I wouldn't say that's toxic masculinity.
I think that's toxic, but that's not the main issue at hand here. When you're talking about
Besides
real
you,
toxicity,
you were talking about it being sim culture, and actually, I agree with you. My point is, the word toxic means bad. It's a bad form of masculinity.
Okay, well, let me give you an example.
No,
I
you're
have-
not making any. Let me finish my point.
Okay.
So, the idea of masculinity being bad is men who give away all their energy to girls like you who aren't making a lot of sense, who are just talking, and you have your titties out. You're talking about cheating or whatever. That's toxically masculine because that's going to be a detrimental part of a relationship. No woman wants to be with a weak man. Hearing all of you say that you don't like, well, it's toxically masculine to cheat and to be possessive, to be jealous, to prioritize yourself is ironic when we're all here in Miami. Most of you are single except for you. Your definition was simp and your definition was a guy who cheats, but that's the guy that you're attracted to. So at the
That's the only guy that women are choosing.
same time, you'll criticize a man for being mental cheaters or all this, but that's the guy that you're promoting because that's what you are attracted to. It's not our fault that we are toxically masculine. It's a product of the environment and also what you're promoting because that's what you're attracted to.
So basically what Sneako's saying is if you choose it, it's going to continue. It's going to get worse. What that's called is natural selection. Men adapting to the environment. All right, the post on relationship advice posted 8 hours ago. So the guy's 30 and she's 29. The guy broke off her engagement to fly solo. Me and my fiance have been together since our sophomore and freshman year of college almost 10 years ago, having met and were friends only for the first couple of years. Tough circumstances brought us together. She got kicked out of her mom's place, and within a week of her moving in, we decided to start dating. Fast forward about 10 years and we seemed as happy as most people, dating normally, hanging out, communicating well. Back in January, she decided she wanted to take some time for herself. Oh, never mind, it's backwards. The guy is, being, putting her on a pedestal and doing whatever she wants. She said that she hated being responsible for my feelings on top of her own. She moved out to live with her friends, and although some of them were mutual friends of ours, they promptly stopped speaking to me as if I'd done something wrong. Ex-fiance says she didn't tell them anything to make them think that, but I don't even care. It just feels like she planned this and wants to live off on her own and have fun now. She relied heavily on me, and now she's in a place where she doesn't have to pay any bills and has plenty of disposable income because of it. She can pretty much do whatever she wants, but insists she'd like to get back together in a year or so. She claims she cares about me, and the thing is, I'm a homebody with no real friends and didn't really have a life outside of her. Not in a way that she had to pay for. She still had her space and her friends and time alone and all that. Time that could have been me with friends is usually spent on my own because I like it that way. Anyway, I've been with her along this ride, waiting for her, still loving her and supporting her, working on herself. But is she playing me? Does she just want to go out and be with other people? I sit back and wait because she knows I will. Just looking for some advice. I've already kind of begun to mentally move on, but it's been hard, of course, especially with us still in constant communication. Her birthday is in May, and I was about to drop like 3K on a puppy she really wanted. So one of those relationship is even worth keeping warm, let alone making a big purchase out of love just for me to end up alone anyway. There's more to this, obviously, as far as what she's been doing, but I figure this is too long anyway. Yeah, don't ever do that for a girl. You see, he sacrificed so much for her, right? She didn't appreciate it. And then she just went off after when she's comfortable. So that's what she was using you for. She's using you for stability while she went out and banged Chad. Yup. Not your fiance either. She isn't stringing you along to save your feelings. She's doing it because she hasn't really been on her own in 10 years and is afraid she'll not find anyone better. The reality is you're her plan B. She's telling you if things don't seem greener after she's dated around, she might settle for you. It's up to you if you want to marry someone that considers you a backup. Beta Billy. I'd move on. Put that way, it makes a lot of sense. 10 years is a long time to date someone, man, but I hope you gather the strength to cut her out of your life for good, because this isn't representative of someone who loves you. Yeah. Alright, we're going to end the video there. Hit the sub, hit all for notifications, drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian L, and Tom M. Click on more under the video. Go to my Patreon and subscribe, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.